The 18th century was coming to an end when the so-called rule of Shah Alam Tur existed in India. The prime time of the Mughal Sultanate had ended, and the advent of the Britishers in India was on. In this background, 12 independent tribes or clans of the Sikhs had settled in Punjab, the land of 5 rivers. Every Sikh tribe was called Misl and had its own Sardar, chief, and army. The Misls had intra-fighting, but they unitedly faced the attack when it was from outside. Their united army was called Al-Khalsa. The Misl of Gujranwala kept the largest army called Shikar Chakia Methil. The number of fighters in that army was stated to be up to 15,000. But in 1792, a 12-year-old boy was made Sardar of this Misl. He was the only son of his father, so he not only became Sardar of Shikar Chakia, but the overall Khalsa. The boy had 2 major enemies. One were the Afghans in the west, and the other were Britishers of the East India Company. Apart from them, his own Sikh community posed as a third rival to him. Born in today's Pakistan city, Gujranwala, he was known by the name of Punjab Maharaja Ranjit Singh. Lahore was being ruled by Bhangi Sardars in 1799. Capturing Lahore from Bhangis was easy, yet a threat lay from the Afghan successors of Ahmad Shah Abdali. Why? Ahmad Shah and his successors had taken control over Lahore since the Mughal rule in India became weak. The Afghans detested the occupation of their land by others, hence, they attacked the occupants. Therefore, the grandson of Abdali, Shah Zaman, returned to Lahore when the Bhangis captured the city. He easily captured Lahore. Here, Zaman wanted to have a decisive battle with the Sikhs, but he rushed to Kabul, where the situation was not normal. He left his representative in Lahore and went back to Afghanistan to save his rule. But on his way back, he faced a problem. He was to cross over the river Jhelum, which was then in surge and flowing fast. So a number of costly cannons from Zaman sank into the water while crossing the river. The cannons were a vital weapon of war at that time. They played the same fatal role in the battles as do the missiles in the present era. This was a big loss that needed to be regained, but for that, Shah Zaman needed to stay there and wait till the river water would wane. But he did not have time for it. But these cannons were so valuable to him that he was ready to pay any cost to recover them. Even he could have paid the cost of Lahore for them. In this situation, Zaman reached an agreement with his enemy, Ranjit Singh. If Ranjit sent back the cannons to him in Afghanistan, he would accept his rule in Lahore. It meant Shah Zaman would not attack Lahore to capture it. He had also learned about the inefficiency of his representative and Bhangi's attempt to recapture Lahore. Lahore also needed a friendly ruler in Afghanistan to avoid attacks from there. This offer was acceptable to Ranjit Singh. So he pulled out 8 guns from the river and sent them to Peshawar, then subject to the Afghan Sultanate. There was a fort called Bala Khasa in the center of Peshawar that Ahmad Shah Durrani had made use of. These days, it houses the headquarters of the Frontier Corps, although Ranjit Singh had joined hands with Afghanistan. The rule of Lahore was not possible without capturing it. On the other hand, the Lahorites were also concerned about the absence of a permanent government. The incompetent Bhangis had intra-fights, which made the lives and property of the people insecure. In this situation, the people badly missed a powerful, local, and permanent ruler for them. In the minds of some superiors, Ranjit Singh was capable of filling this void, so contact was made with Ranjit Singh. It goes that, including Muslims, many important people wrote to Ranjit Singh about taking Lahore under his control. Ranjit Singh was also waiting for this opportunity. The mother-in-law of Ranjit Singh, who was a strong lady, also came to his support. Where has his mother-in-law come from all of a sudden? The story goes that Ranjit Singh was married to the Kanhaiya Misl, which was quite a strong tribe. His mother-in-law, Sada Kaur, called the shots in the Mrs. Sada Kaur, was also aware of the hardships of the people of Lahore. She also knew about the letters sent to Ranjit Singh by the Lahore inhabitants. She was a wise lady who persuaded Ranjit Singh to rule Lahore, which meant ruling the whole of Punjab. Because history teaches that who rules Lahore rules the Punjab. Ranjit Singh got the point, so he sent spies to Lahore. The powerful people of Lahore, particularly Muslims who were opposed to Bangis, sided with Ranjit Singh. They promised Ranjit Singh the opening of the city gates. So when Ranjit Singh proceeded to Lahore, 2 of the 3 Bangi Sardars fled the city. The 3rd Sardar Chit Singh took position inside the city. But those who were in collusion with Ranjit Singh opened the gates of the city. In this situation, Chit Singh, with 500 soldiers holding swords, got stationed in Hazuri Bagh. It is the same Hazuri Bagh which lies between the Bachahi Mosque and the Lahore fort. Obviously, fighting is out of the question now. So Chit Singh laid down the arms. Ranjit Singh pardoned Chit's life and banished him and his family from the city. Thus, Lahore fell to Ranjit Singh without any bloodshed in 1799. The victory of Lahore was a turning point for Ranjit Singh as it laid the foundations of a vast Sikh sultanate. His son, Karak Singh, was also born in Lahore after 2 years of this victory. Karak Singh's birth was celebrated for 40 days, while Ranjit Singh assumed the title of Maharaja on Baisakhi. A formal coronation was held, and the foundation of the first Sikh Sultanate in Punjab was laid. Ranjit was no longer a Sardar of Shirkar Chaksha, but a Maharaja poised to expand his rule outside Lahore. It had become hard to stop the advancements of Raja Ranjit Singh. Now, one after the other, every fiefdom was becoming his tributary. Every fiefdom was bound to pay tax to Ranjit Singh. After Lahore, Jammu, Nirpur, Chiniot, and Jang became part of Ranjit Singh's Raj. By 1803, his Raj rule had reached Rawalpindi. From Lahore up to Rawalpindi, all feudal lords were his vassals. Now he wanted a cannon or gun to mark the glory of his rule. This cannon was the Zamzama, Kim's gun. In 1805, he demanded the Bangis of Amritsar hand over their gun, Zamzama, in honor of the promise they had made with his grandfather. The Bangis had yet to get the Lahore defeat out of their minds, so they declined, and Ranjit Singh attacked Amritsar. Earlier, the Bangis had failed to check Ranjit in Lahore, but their position in Amritsar was even more delicate. Ranjit Singh conquered the city in 2 hours, and the Zamzama is today placed on a road outside the Lahore Museum and in front of Punjab University. It is open to the general public. Ranjit's conquest of Amritsar shocked the Britishers, who had, by then, captured almost the whole of India. Now the British faced two-way difficulty. One was a strong Sikh state on their west, while the other was from their arch-enemy, French Emperor Napoleon Bonaparte, who could turn to India anytime, and Ranjit Singh might become his ally against them. The same threat the Britishers had faced while fighting Tipu Sultan a few years ago. Therefore, they found the solution by striking an agreement. This agreement, reached in 1809, was called the Amritsar Agreement. As per the spirit of this agreement, the British would accept the domination of Ranjit Singh across the Satluj, and Ranjit Singh would not create any difficulty for them on the other side of the river, on the eastern side. The agreement also required Ranjit Singh to help the British if Napoleon attacked India. In other words, Ranjit Singh would not be an ally of Napoleon, but of the British. The agreement rendered Punjab a buffer zone for the British, which meant strategic depth for the company's government, as Ranjit Singh was to face any attack from Afghans or the French first. Ranjit Singh got the benefit of including the areas between the rivers Satluj and Sindh in his domain. Ranjit had captured some of its areas, some were his tributaries, and some others accepted his rule. This all gave a sense of power to Ranjit Singh. But there was another element that could double this feeling, but it was missing with him. It was such that anyone holding it could be regarded as the strongest ruler in the world. It had a symbolic value for power. It was Koh-i-Noor, the largest diamond in the world. The Koh-i-Noor was taken away by Iranian ruler Nader Shah from the Mughal Emperor Ranjit Shah. From Nader, the Koh-i-Noor came to his general, Ahmad Shah Abdali, who also ruled Afghanistan. After shifting hands, this diamond reached his grandson, Shah Shuja. Shah Shuja was holding power in Kandahar province, but his adversaries dethroned him. But he somehow managed to reach the prison-like protection of Ranjit Singh. Ranjit Singh soon came to know that Shah Shuja was holding the Koh-i-Noor. But Ranjit did not know where Koh-i-Noor lay. Only Shah Shuja knew where Koh-i-Noor was lying. Ranjit Singh could not secure Koh-i-Noor by killing or torturing Shah Shuja. As a result, he might have turned Shuja's supporters in Afghanistan against him. He feared an adverse situation for him in case Shuja's supporters came to power in Afghanistan. Moreover, Shah Shuja was also an ally of the British. In a nutshell, using force on Shah Shuja was out of the question, and Shah Shuja was not ready to give the Koh-i-Noor to Ranjit Singh easily. At some distance from Mochi Gate, Lahore, a Haveli called Mubarak Haveli is situated. The well-known Nisa Haveli, from where Moharram processions appear, is also housed in that Haveli. In Mubarak Haveli, Shah Shuja and his family members were detained or were kept as guests. So in order to get the Koh-i-Noor, Ranjit Singh blocked the movements to this Haveli in 1813, whereby neither Shah Shuja and his family could come out, nor could they get any food from outside. They were the hot days of May inside the walled city. The rulers of the past were passing through the most oppressive days of their lives. The plight of Shah Shuja's children became miserable due to the weather, heat, and hunger. In this situation, he sent a message to Ranjit Singh. In the message, he expressed willingness to give the Koh-i-Noor, provided Ranjit Singh would himself see him. That the Koh-i-Noor would not be sent to him through anyone. Ranjit Singh got ready to see him, and their dialogue in the meeting became history. Ranjit Singh came to Shah Shuja and became highly delighted after getting the Koh-i-Noor from him. He asked Shah Shuja about the price of this diamond. Shah Shuja replied, "Power is its price. We wrested it from the Mughals through power. Then another powerful took it away from us, and whoever is more powerful will snatch it from you." It was an irony that the same happened later on. Shah Shuja was dissatisfied with Ranjit Singh's bad behavior. Shah Shuja was so depressed by it that he planned an escape. First of all, he took his women out of the Haveli one by one and sent them to Ludhiana. Ranjit Singh came to know that the Shuja family was slipping out, so he doubled the watch on them. But Shah Shuja was young and smart, so I got some loyalists to his help. One night, he shifted many rooms, made a loyalist sleep on his bed, and escaped in the guise of a beggar. But it was difficult for him to go out of the city. All city doors had been shut down, and the guards were deployed there. Therefore, Shah Durrani jumped into a drain channel that led outside the city. Do you know from where he got out? It was Mahar Gate. He was smeared with dirt when he came out of the drain. Whether it is true or false, it goes in history that when Shuja looked back at the city on this occasion, he uttered lines that spelled out the duplicity of the Lahorites that made him pass through the drain. Rendering: Lahorites make much of the show-off, but they lack true love. They show the open doors, but give them existence through secret doors. We are not sure whether Shah Shuja had learned Punjabi or if it was a Punjabi translation of what he said in Pashto. After finding an exit from Mahar Gate, he reached Data Darbar. Here he washed himself, changed, and left for Ludhiana with his family. It was 1816 when this banished Kandahari was only 29. In Ludhiana, Shah Shuja gave himself to the protection of the Britishers after some time. He wanted to regain power in Afghanistan, and for it, he needed the help of the British or Ranjit Singh. At that time, the Afghan chiefs claimed dominance over the area up to the Indus River. This area also included Peshawar and the tribal areas, which are called Fata in present-day Pakistan. Ranjit Singh was also interested in expanding his sultanate beyond the Indus. Therefore, he attacked Peshawar in 1818. The rulers left Peshawar without any resistance and took positions in the passes on the mountains. Although Ranjit Singh had captured Peshawar, retaining its possession was a matter, because attacks by the Afghans and the tribes were constant and intense. The Pathans did not accept the Sikh rule in Peshawar. Therefore, the Afghans and the Pathans were preparing armies for an attack on the Sikhs. One of such armies was raised by Tehreek Mujahideen under the command of Syed Ahmad Shahid. This army faced the Sikh army at Bajar and defeated the rivals. Syed Ahmad Shahid also established his rule in Peshawar in 1831. Now the army of Syed Ahmad has also become a big challenge for Ranjit Singh, like Afghan chiefs. But in this scenario, many Pathans and important tribal chiefs turned against Syed Ahmad. The reason is that Syed Ahmad had assumed the titles of Caliph and Amir. Some Pathans also feared the end to their chieftainship in case Syed Ahmad's movement would succeed. Therefore, they withdrew their support from Syed Ahmad's Tehrik Mujahideen. They stopped donations to the Tehrik, then began to gather reports of its members, and finally attacked them. In order to take stock of this whole situation, Syed Ahmad called a meeting of his fighters at Balakot. Syed Ahmad wanted to move to Kashmir and organize the Mujahideen. In 1831, Ranjit Singh's son, Shah Singh, leading a big army, surrounded him at Balakot. The Sikhs had come well prepared and were large in number. Despite that, it was not an easy fight. The adherents of Syed Ahmad and the Sikhs had a pitched battle. In this battle, Syed Ahmad and his disciple Shah Ismail were martyred. Their graves still exist in Balakot. Hence, Ranjit Singh got rid of the threats from the frontier areas. It is stated that Ranjit Singh became angry upon learning that his sons had killed Syed Ahmad and Shah Ismail because he revered the status of slaves among Muslims. He told his sons, "You killed Syids, so there is no escape for us now." The conquests of Maharaja Ranjit Singh continued till the end of his life. 3 years before his death, he annexed Dera Ghazi Khan, Dera Ismail Khan, Tank, and Banu to his sultanate. During the same period, Sikhs also got settled in Khyber PK in large numbers and were still there. During the same period, the French Emperor Napoleon Bonaparte suffered a historic defeat in Waterloo. A well-known general of the Napoleonic army, Ventura, came to Punjab after the Waterloo War. He took the service with Raja Ranjit Singh. At the Lower Mall, the Lahore Civil Secretariat is situated. One would have rarely thought this building was not built by the British, but during the era of Ranjit Singh, by the French for their own use. This building was the residence of French General Jean-François Allard. General Allard was the trainer of the Ranjit Singh army and was so strict in his job that many wanted to escape. It is known about him that he shot dead a Sikh soldier when he broke into tears during the training. General Allard said this man was a shame for the Sikh army. The army under the command of the French generals was not an ordinary one, but an elite force of the Maharaja. The graves of General Allard and his daughter Mary Charlotte still exist at Munshi Chambers in Lahore. It also says about Maharaja Ranjit Singh that he conquered Kabul, but it is not true. The British had conquered Kabul in 1839, where they had enthroned Shah Shuja to rule. However, it was a fact that Ranjit Singh had helped them in honor of an agreement. But when the Sultanate of Ranjit Singh was at its prime, a big loss came to him. It was the death of General Hari Singh, who had helped him get Sialkot, Kasar, Multan, Kashmir, and Peshawar. General Hari Singh Nalva is also known for defeating the Afghans. His monument stands in Haripur, Pakistan. Hari snatched Kashmir and present-day Khyber PK from the Afghans and drove them to the current Afghan borders. The current border between Afghanistan and Pakistan, which is called the Durand Line in fact, goes through the same areas that General Hari had conquered after pushing back the Afghans. The Sikhs had taken these areas away from the Durrani Sultanate of Afghanistan. Officially, Afghanistan to date does not acknowledge the Durand Line as a border. We told you in the second episode of History of Pakistan that Afghanistan did not accept the creation of Pakistan because of the same disputed boundary between the two countries. It was despite the fact that 200 years had passed since these areas were separated from Afghanistan, and in the past, many of them had never been under the permanent control of Afghanistan. Before going into the temporary control of the Afghans, these areas were under the Mughal Sultanate. The Mughal Sultanate in India long remained expanded to the center of Afghanistan, Kabul. This information aims at highlighting how important a General Hari Singh Nalva was to Ranjit Singh. Ranjit Singh was grieving over his death, but more painful for him was the fact he did not die in any major battles. Rather, he had lost his life in a petty clash, wherein he might have easily saved himself. The story of his death goes that the Afghans attacked an area near Khyber Agency in present-day Pakistan. Here, Gen Nalva was constructing a fort when, all of a sudden, he faced a small group of the Afghan army. This group was quite small, yet the number of soldiers with Hari Singh was less than the Afghans. As a consequence of it, General Hari Singh and his soldiers were all killed in that clash. Despite that, the Afghans failed to get hold of the fort. Ranjit Singh was also losing other army generals in the battles, because battles were still going on. In this situation, Ranjit Singh was also not taking much care of his health. Overdrinking and an unabated spate of battles had badly affected his health after 1830. On a night in the rainy season in 1835, he suffered a stroke that paralyzed the right side of his body. The stroke was so intense that it took away his power to speak. He was no more articulate in his speech. Despite all that, he continued to hold court, Darbar, in Lahore. After 1.5 years, he again, alms and bestowments were given at the last stage of his life amid vanishing hopes. Elephants, horses, and statues of gold and silver were given away. In order to please the gods, even animal slaughtering was banned across Punjab. But nothing could save his life, and Ranjit Singh died on June 27, 1839. His last rites were held at the place between Minara, Pakistan, and Lahore Fort, where his tomb stands today. Ranjit Singh's 4 wives and 7 maids announced to immolate themselves on his pyre. Then, the sati ritual was carried out in India, which meant the self-immolation of the widow on her husband's death. During British rule in India, this rite was banned. Before the last rites, his body was perfumed, and the royal robe was put on. The Ranis, who had announced sati, immolation, were leading his funeral procession. His body was put on the sandalwoods. The 4 Ranis and the 7 maids sat on the pyre. Ranjit Singh's head was on the lap of a Rani when Karak Singh put a sheet soaked in purified oil on them all. Then the pyre was set on fire. On the 4th day, the ashes and bones of the Maharaja were sent for release into the Ganga. The Sultanate of Ranjit Singh spread from Lahore to Sindh, and from China and Afghanistan up to Delhi. His successors were not capable enough to sustain such a large empire. As per Ranjit Singh's will, his son Karak Singh became the Raja, but the empire was on the decline now. Ranjit's sons came to the throne one after the other, but the downfall of the empire continued. Then the Sikhs fought with the Britishers in 1845 and 1848. The battle in 1848 ended with the occupation of Lahore by the East India Company. Thus, the last autonomous sultanate in India also went into the hands of the British. Last time, the 10-year-old son of Ranjit Singh, Dalip Singh, was ruling Lahore. The Britishers sent Dalip Singh to London, where he presented the Koh-i-Noor diamond to Queen Victoria, and it proved true the historic prophecy of Shah Shuja. Dalip gifted the Koh-i-Noor to the Queen, terming it in return for the Britishers' help to the Sikhs in battles. 105-carat heavy Koh-i-Noor is still studded in the crown of the Queen and preserved in the Tower of London. Pakistan and India both lay claim to this diamond. The citizens of both countries also took legal action to get back the diamond, but there has been no outcome in their cases so far. Besides the Koh-i-Noor, the brothers also transported many other valuables from India to Britain. Just assess the amount of these valuables in a necklace the Queen prepared with Indian diamonds. Called Coronation Necklace, it was the most expensive diamond necklace of the time. The central diamond of the necklace was named Lahore Diamond. This necklace is still under the use of the British royal family. Dalip Singh stayed in Britain for some years, during which he got an education besides getting a stipend. Growing up, Dalip Singh, however, turned against the British. He made a bid to regain his throne with the help of Russia, but he failed. He became impoverished and went to Paris, where he died in 1893. So the last claimant to the Sikh Sultanate in Punjab also passed away. A motion picture titled The Black Prince was also produced about his life. The story of Ranjit is the story of Punjab and the story of Lahore. It goes that the biographies procure the most precious lessons of life. Subscribe our channel, like the video, and press the bell icon to get notified about our new videos.